are on the global homepage of MoneyMap. And you'll notice if there are extra resources you need to any COVID-19 updates for your area or government programs or banks, you can click these links to aarp.org. But the main navigation of MoneyMap has our homepage and our two solutions. You're also able to log in or sign up. By doing this, you're essentially saying, I'm like saving all of your information that you'll input. That way, as your unplanned expense resolution develops, or as you're kind of going through your debt payments and managing that strategy, you can come back and have all of that information saved and easily accessed. So here we have the button where you can click into unplanned expenses, but today we'll look at the debt manager piece. And here is like the main landing page for Debt Manager. So we'll just go ahead and click that we want to get started and that it's free. So for the sake of our demo today, I've already preloaded some accounts, and I did a little internet research to kind of learn a little bit about the average debt amounts and payments for different types of debt loans in Wisconsin. And so this example is somewhat representative of someone who carries an about average load of debt in Wisconsin. So we'll add another account so you can see what it's like to add an account. I'm going to add a credit card. You can choose mortgage, home equity, auto loans, personal loans, and medical debt. So I'll just add another credit card. And here, you can give it a different nickname. So I'm going to call this one Credit Card 2. In this tool, you can't enter like your account number or anything like that. We don't want to put that information here. But if you wanted to kind of differentiate your two different credit cards, you could say one is like my Discover card, or one is my Visa Platinum, or whatever it is. But you can give a nickname to any of your debt accounts so that it's easier for you to follow later on. We'll say that this debt is not delinquent, and we'll move to the next screen. Here it asks us if we have any special agreements with our creditor. Maybe the loan is deferred or in forbearance, or maybe you have a card that's in promotion, and it would take that information here. But for the sake of our demo today, we'll just say that there's no special agreements. Okay, so the balance we'll say that's on this card is $3,000. The minimum monthly payment we'll say is $90. And the interest rate on this particular card we'll say is 12%. So we'll add that. And now you can see it's been added to our list of debt accounts. Again, we have the opportunity to log in and save our progress, or just let the tool know that we've added all of our debt accounts. And now it's going to ask us a few more questions before it can help us to create a plan for ourselves in paying this debt back. So here we are, it's the middle of the month, and wants to know, have we already paid on any of these debts this month? And let's say that in our example, we've already paid our mortgage. Our mortgage payment is $1,418. And so we'll put in there that we paid the full amount. But for whatever reason, our due dates on these other things maybe haven't hit yet, or we just haven't paid yet. So we won't check any of those off. Now the tool is showing us these are the debts you haven't paid yet. How much can you put towards that remaining debt? And we are going to say that we're able to put $1,550 toward the remaining debt. That happens to be the exact amount we'd need to cover our minimum payments. If we're not sure about what our budget is, or if we have a little more, we can use the tool to help us set a budget. It'll ask what our monthly take-home pay is, and let's say it's something like $5,000, I don't know. And then you can kind of hop into this part of the tool, and you can create like a little bit of a budget for yourself. But for the sake of time, I'm not going to do the budget tool today, but you can see how this works, and that we've provided a take-home income level, it's going to take out different expenses that we have. Like, let's just for kicks and giggles say that's $200. You can see how it kind of removes what we've already paid, what those other expenses are, and says that that's what we have available for this month. But again, for the sake of our demo, I'm going to show you how what we have available for this month right now is $1,550. After we've done that, the tool is calculating what you already paid, what you have left, and it's looking at your debt payments, helping you to develop that strategy for paying it back. So here's our plan. We've got over here, this is our debt budget. In total, we're paying $2,968 a month towards these debts. And here's that $1,550 we have left to put towards the other debts. It shows these essential accounts. We say that they're essential because they're very important. Home and auto loans, when not paid, have very serious consequences. And at AARP, it's important to us that you have a shelter and a mode of transportation. And so we want to make sure that these are at the top of your mind as you're going through the tool, and that the focus is here. And so that's why they're marked as essential. If you need any further guidance on what an essential account is, there's a link here that you can follow. As you kind of scroll down, you'll see those other accounts and debts that you entered. We've got the credit card, the federal student loan, and that second credit card. And so you'll see here that it's saying pay that minimum payment of $540 for this card. You can click into it to kind of get other tips for credit cards for that specific type of debt, or tips for your federal student loan. Those tips could be things about how to talk to a creditor about improving your rate, or changing a payment date, or if something happens where maybe circumstances have changed and you want to try to defer your federal student loan, or go into a forbearance payment, that type of thing. It walks you through how to contact that creditor, and how to gather the information you need to have a successful conversation with them. It also gives you the opportunity to add another account in the future. Up here, you'll see that it encourages you to come back and mark these debts as paid. So here we have the goals. And so your basic goals are to review the plan, which we've just done. We need to pay our essential debts like we talked about. We're staying on track with creditors because we have enough to cover those minimum payments. And it wants to see that we've marked all of those debts as paid and that we're paying the correct amounts. So here I can say, like, let's say that we come back into the tool in a couple of days and I've paid my auto loan. So as I click on that, let's say that I've paid my minimum payment of $523. And once I save it, you'll see that the check mark turns green. If anything changes with my account type, I can click on the credit card, click on the account name rather, and I can change any of the details that I previously entered just moments ago. And I can also delete the account if something's happened, where maybe I entered all the information incorrectly. I can delete it. Or if I just need to tweak a few things, I can edit it here. Let's also look at, this is telling us that we've made some progress. So here we can head over to this little section. And as I continue to use Money Map month over month, the tool will help me to see how my balance is changing over time. And so it's filtered out my essential accounts, but when I add all of the accounts, it'll show me, so far this month, I've paid $1,941. It shows my total statement balances. So all of the debt that I have combined, this includes my mortgage payment in this example, is over $200,000. But as I continue to make these payments, I'll see month over month how this decreases, and be able to kind of track how I'm doing on my personal goals for paying off my debt. Let's just take one quick example to see what would happen if I got a holiday bonus or like an end of year bonus, and I wanted to put that towards my debt payments. We'll put an extra, let's say $200 towards it. So that'd be $31.68, right? I think so. So now what's happened is we have a suggested change. There's suddenly $200 extra that I've budgeted towards debt. And based off of my balances and interest rates, the tool suggests that I put all of that $200 towards this credit card. And what that will help me do is it'll help me to get rid of my most expensive debt fastest. It'll help me to get out of debt faster by putting all of my extra funds towards this particular payment here. And so this new payment type, my minimum payment is $90, but it's telling me to pay $290 towards this card because I've indicated that's what I'm able to pay. And so as you can see in this way, AARP Money Map Debt Manager helps users understand the best way to get out of debt, a strategy for them to use these funds to get out of debt faster, a strategy and tips for how to contact creditors, and a visual for how I'm doing on my overall debt repayment goals.